Guys, I'm sat here editing tonight's video, and on the day that I filmed this video, I had gotten some new lenses and a new camera, and I'm not really happy with the quality because it wasn't set up properly. So some of the shots that I took are quite dark, some of the shots that I took are, I'm just not happy with the quality. However, I did quite a lot of important work on Ricky's LLF build, and I was debating whether to release this video or not, but if I don't release this video, then there's going to be a big chunk of the build that's missing. So I just wanted to let you know that. I apologize. I hope you still enjoy it. I hope you can still see the amount of work that's going into this build. This episode is going to be major. I just wanted to let you guys know that. So enjoy the video. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Good morning, I should say. It's 8:30 in the morning. I'm super happy. Did you just hear that? That's a beautiful sound, that's a beautiful sight. That's because in the last episode, not only did we fit this engine, we came up against some issues, we kept it moving, we overcame those issues, and now the car is starting at this flick of a switch, and I am happy. In this episode, I want to take this car out of the garage for the first time as a converted M140i. And to do that, I've got a ton of work to do. Starting right here. Have a look at this. This is the air intake for the M140. Now, I always said it throughout this entire build that the chassis is exactly the same. However, there are little mounting points and little screws and little holes that are slightly different, and this is one of the big ones. Check this out. So guys, if you look right here, this is where the old intake box would have mounted. On the M140, however, this bracket is actually on this side. So this box sits kind of like so. As you can see, this is the mounting point, and it's got another mounting point here. I remember to hold on to this rubber grommet here, and I've got the other one for the other side as well. And it's a simple thing. All I need to do to get this into the space, as you can see, is hitting this one. So I'm going to remove this at the welding point here, and we're just going to relocate it, line it all up, and then this airbox can go into that space exactly as it would on a regular M140. So guys, that's it. We're going to start with fitting this airbox, get all of that situated, then I'll move to the rear of the car, fit the rear axle, get the prop shaft in, and then I've got to move to the interior of the car, fit the gear selectors, and then this car should be able to drive. But before I take it out, I'm going to chuck in the new dashboard as well. There's so many things that's going to happen in this episode, so no more talking, roll on the video. Alright guys, quickly before I continue, I just wanted to show you something. You know, when you've got a team of people, these sort of things are a lot easier, but I don't. I'm doing this all on my own. No one's in at the moment. I'm super early, so I had to come up with an ingenious way, I think, to get it done. So I balanced it on this roller. Have a look here. I lined up these top mounts for the shock suspension. I put those 3 bolts in, and then if you look here, I've left it loose on purpose. You can see it's slotted. So once I line that up, it kind of slots. It can't go back and forward. The back as well is going to follow. And to get that entire unit, this entire unit is just 1, 2, 3, 4 giant bolts, and that's that entire unit in place. It's slotted, is in the right position, and as you can see, there's no more support. I've removed this support bar, and all I need to do now is torque these 4 bolts down, and that's the rear suspension in place. So I just wanted to show you that. I've kind of like hand screwed it and I left it loose just so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, you guys, have a look at this car now. There's been so much work that's gone on over the last couple of hours. It's been a super busy morning. I went ahead and I torqued down all the bolts for the rear subframe. I went ahead and I fitted that prop shaft, tightened down all the bolts for that. I went ahead and I fitted the brakes, plugged in the ABS sensors. Then I came with the front end and I fitted the front slam panel. I went ahead and I fitted this baby radiator that we've upgraded to the M5 radiator. That's gonna give some crazy cooling on this car. I had to do a bit of fabrication to get that to all fit into the M2 slam panel, but it's all in. All I need to do now is fill up the reservoir, bleed the brakes, connect a few more sensors, get the car back on all four wheels for the first time and see if we can get some movement. Once I confirm there is movement and the car is driving under its own power, then I'll start to clean up both the garage and the inside of the car. I've got some brake cleaners, I've got some cleaning materials and stuff to get the interior of this car looking like a car again. And later on in this episode, I'll pop a few seats in and then we're going to be taking this car out for our first test drive, so stay tuned. Guys, take a look at this. We are at the business end of this build. I went ahead and I completed the front end assembly. The headlights are working, but there's a problem with them and I'll explain that in a second. But have a look at the front end with these original M2 parts. It makes a big difference to when you're using the replica bumpers. Like, have a look at the width that you're getting. And that's what Ricky was going for. So on the front end, this car is going to be super wide and we're going to be tackling the rear quarters to add that same width in phase 4 on this build. But for now, just admire, like just ignore the mess and just have a look at this front end. It looks, man. I know that I just did it, but even me, I'm just completely blown away. Let me know what you think in the comments right now. I'm gonna be watching. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you've been following this build, you will know that this is all M140 bits now. So we got M140 brakes, M140 fueling system, M140 braking system, everything on the interior, all the modules, everything is M140. Up on the top here, I've got the LCI dash that we're going to be fitting right now. And later on, I'll stick in the headliner, but that's going to be in a future episode. There's still a ton of stuff that I need to assemble in the interior. I want to get the gear selector installed. And once that's done, I should be able to test to see if the car has got movement, drive, if it's moving under its own power as an M140. So I hope you're enjoying this episode. If you are, press the like button. Like, this has to be the sickest build on YouTube to date. We're building a custom M140 again. Alright you guys, so I've used this pressurized pump system. I've bled the brakes one by one, starting with the rear, opposite side. I've topped up the system as well. So I'll replace the filter and just cap that off. So with the brakes fitted and everything else, I guess it's time to see if we're gonna get movement. So I'll leave the camera here, start the car, I'll connect the gear selector, stick it in gear, and you should see some movement there. Okay, let's go. Yeah, ABS is working. Happy days. So that's reverse and now that's drive. Everything's working. This car should technically be able to drive right about now. Now what I'm gonna do is get the dash in, sort out this center bit, and we can start to wrap up this video. Guys, let me know what you think, man. Hold on. Who's bringing you this sort of content? We're building an actual M140 again for the second time with Ricky from LLF. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And if you're liking this episode, press the like button, man. Let's continue.
We love the Beamers, the Benz, the Porsches. All of my fans are not supporting style with nothing but look at us now. Whoever supporting, I'm making you proud. Whoever supporting, I'm making you proud. Salvage Nation, look at the squad. Pull up in the front line, look at the car. Look at the car. New whip, yeah. Can't wait till we rich, yeah.
Alright guys, so it's actually the next morning. I stayed really late and I transformed the interior of the car. I'll show you that in a minute. However, I've run into a few problems. Now this build has been going together really smoothly, really nicely up until this point. I had the car running last night. This is like, I stayed about till 9, had the car running and then it just started bogging. It started bogging. Stuck it on the diagnostic and it's coming up with this code. I'll put it on the screen. It says that the Valvetronic system, there's no movement detected. So that's got me a bit worried. Remember, this breaker car where I got the engine from, it actually flipped. So I reckon oil got into somewhere that it's not meant to be and it's caused some minor issue. I'm hoping it's a minor issue, but I don't know. If you guys know what that could be, do let me know. And secondly, I can't get the headlights to work. Now, it says BMW LED lights. I've coded it for LED lights. The breaker car had LED lights. And as soon as I coded them, what limited functions they had just completely stopped. So I know that all the wiring is okay and it's wired up in exactly the same way as the M140 was. But on these M2 headlights, it says they're LEDs, but when I've done a check with the part number, it says that they're by Xenons. I thought, this is a bit beyond me now. I thought Xenons was old technology and they've moved on to LED, but I was trying to do some research and it looks like some of the new BMW stuff is Xenon and LED. I don't know. But if you have any ideas, do let me know. But for now, check out these shots and then we'll start to wrap up. So guys, there you have it. We made tons of progress in this episode, but there's more hurdles to overcome. I'm gonna keep it moving now. I'm gonna get some tools, some diagnostic tools, but I'm gonna be watching you lot in the comments. If you have any help or any ideas of what these issues could be, I've just opened it up and I've been doing some research online just now. And right here is a Vanos motor. I'm hoping that maybe a bit of oil got into that and it just damaged that. The motor is not that expensive. So in the next episode, I'm gonna start troubleshooting that. So this is a bit of a delay in terms of getting everything finished, but it's a necessary delay and I'm determined to get it sorted. So if you wanna see if we do, make sure your bells are on, make sure you're subscribed. If you like this episode, press the like button. This is where I'm gonna wrap this up. In the next episode, we're gonna continue exactly where I left off today. But for now, I'm gonna keep it moving and I hope to see you in the next one. Guys, don't forget my 50k sub giveaway. I'm sending one lucky subscriber and their families over to Mercedes-Benz World free of charge. They're gonna get to experience off-roading in a Mercedes G63, but the entire family also gets a second ride in a Mercedes G63. It's gonna be the ultimate day out for you and your family, and all you need to do is subscribe. It is free. And once I get to 50k subscribers, I'll be choosing one subscriber at random.